Hi, I'm here with Chris Malloy, Director of Recruitment, and Victor Colazzo, Regional Operations Manager for Action Staffing. Good afternoon, guys.
Good
How you
afternoon.
doing, sir?
All right. We're here to talk to you guys a little bit about how you got started with Action Staffing. So, let's start with Vic. Vic, what did you do when you first got here?
Well, 7 years ago, I walked through these doors as a temp. Actually, I asked for application, showed my ID, my social, went through the whole process, sat in those chairs for a while, and it was my turn. Edwin Morales came up to me and asked me if I was ready to work, and I said sure. And ever since then, it's been ongoing, nonstop.
Great. Chris?
Well, mine was a little different. I was recommended, and the day I was recommended, I actually was put to work, which was surprising to me. I actually went to work that was, I could say, 10 years ago. And ever since then, never missed a beat. Been there ever since.
What were some of the different types of jobs you guys did when you first started here?
For me, I did it all. I could say I did it all, from driver helper, on-site manager, recruitment, that type of thing. I did a lot of jobs. A lot of jobs were offered to me. I had like a lot of options, and I tried to go with everything and anything that was presented to me.
Victor?
And that's the same thing. I mean, one thing about Action, they put you to work. You gotta have the mentality to say yes. Don't say no to any job that's offered to you. Like he said, we did it all. I did the garbage truck, warehouse work, driver's helper. I mean,
Yeah.
they keep you busy here. The good thing about Action is you gotta be focused and just say, just because it's raining outside, it's cold outside, it's snowing, whatever, you just gotta be ready. The mentality to keep busy, like Chris said, we keep busy all the time. And it's an ongoing situation. We offer so many opportunities with jobs out here. I mean, warehouse work. I did labeling. I did loading trucks, unloading trucks. I mean, the garbage truck,
Yeah.
recyclables, cardboard, garbage. I mean, it's a busy,
So they
I-
kept you busy.
oh, that's what they do.
Yeah, yeah. And you hold pretty high level titles here now with the company. How did you guys get there? Tell us a little bit about, your story, how you got to where you are now.
For me, I dedicated myself to the opportunities that was presented.
Okay.
I remember times I worked my full 5 days, and on Saturday I might have got a call. Hey Chris, you need an extra guy, to make some deliveries. Would you do it? And my answer was always yes.
Okay.
Always yes. I remember Action would send me a cab, a ride, pay for lunch just to get me. You know what? We appreciate you getting up on a Saturday to help us out.
Right, right.
And that started a routine. Like, I was the guy. You know what? Call Chris. He's the guy that if he,
Go-to guy.
Yeah, if he has time, he's gonna do it. I had some of the hardest jobs, the longest jobs, high paying, low paying. And I remember one time I came to pick a checkup, and Maria Saddam, she said, "Oh, you're Chris Malloy, the guy that never complains." Never complains. And to me that meant a lot. And I just kept with it. I just kept with the process and kept with it. And anything that was put in front of me, I accomplished it. I worked in blizzards. I worked in snowstorms, which is a blizzard. I'm assuming heat waves. I delivered on hills and grass, sand, you name it.
Pretty much everything that came your way.
Yeah, and long hours, and I appreciated it. And eventually, I started getting recognized. I started being recognized, and I started getting visits and calls from Dan Wise, the president of Action. And one day he said, "Chris, you've been with us for a very long time." And I actually was in a rainstorm, in a hurricane, making deliveries in Staten Island for Maximum Food Group. Yeah, I was in the rain. I had to go under a little awning just so my phone wouldn't get wet. And the call was from Dan Wise. Like I said, our president, Chris, been with us for a long time. We see what you do. We appreciate what you do, and we think it's time for you to take it to another level. And his question was, would you be willing to take to the other level? I said, when can I start? that's how the conversation went. I was in a new position Monday morning. That's how it basically went with me.
Victor?
Similar story. It's amazing how, you know, you sit next to a counterpart and you just listen to the story. It's almost the same, because I was literally on a route, and I think I was in Manhattan, and I got a phone call from Edwin. He was like, "Your job assignment has ended."
Uh-oh.
And I was like, "Wait a minute, what did I do?" So he was like, "No, I'll see you in the morning. Make sure you report at 4 in the morning." So I was like, "Wow, a difference, 4 in the morning, 7 o'clock." So I said, "Not a problem." 4 o'clock, I was at Action. He was like, "Here, you open up tomorrow." I was like, "Open up what?" He said, "You open up Action Staffing." I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Wow.
Yeah, but like Chris said, what you put in is what you get out. That's guaranteed.
Definitely.
We definitely put in work. Sometimes the temps, because I deal with a lot of temps in the morning, a lot. I'm up at 1 o'clock in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
faithfully, Monday through Saturday, faithfully, and I don't miss a beat. And you know, when I talk to the temps, because sometimes you hear the complaining, I'm with them. "Oh, I had a rough night. I didn't get enough sleep." But I always give them good advice and say, "Listen, I started just where you was at, sitting in the chairs, and I never complained, like Chris said, not one time." And we did it. And listening to his story, I could just
Sounds like yours.
it's the same story, but in true facts, we did it.
Yeah.
And if we could do it, we're no different than anybody sitting in those chairs. No different than anybody in those chairs. We just gave it what we had, and we wanted to continue growing. And Actions got that growth. They got that growth, whether it's in Action itself or maybe in a company, because that's what we push forward, is
Right.
for growth.
So it sounds like if you stick with it, do the jobs that come your way. There's room to grow in your role and room to grow with Action. What other advice would you give our associates sitting in those chairs right now?
Stay consistent.
And believe in the process.
Believe in the process.
It's just a process, it's not overnight.
Mhm.
You just gotta, maintain, be focused, and set goals. Set goals, because Action will help you achieve these goals. You just gotta stick to the process, be dedicated, appreciate what's in front of you, what's being offered to you, because it's not that easy out here to find people that really care.
Mm-hmm.
Like Action does, like the owner Mark Bies does. I remember many times on routes or waiting to be sent out on a route, and Mark would show up. This is the owner of the company, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing? Are you okay? You need some coffee? You need a juice? You need some water? No, and
Not something you were used to hearing from an owner, huh?
at all. And he always, gave good advice. Gave you rides sometimes if you needed it. 4 o'clock in the morning. This guy got
Great.
3-4 guys in the back of his car taking him to job sites. Being hands on. And I'm sitting there like, wow, this guy really, really is about his business, and that's what I wanted to be a part of. And here it is. I am part of that because I trust that process. Being up early, seeing the owner up earlier than me. And I trust the process, and it came together. It eventually, it's gonna come together eventually. It's eventually gonna come together. Working with Action Staffing.
Terrific. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys, for your time.
Sure.
Before we go,
Absolutely.
one thing that Chris touched base with is the great leadership. It's not about ownership, it's great leadership.
Yes, sir.
It's a trickling effect. So what me and Chris became starts from the beginning, all the way from leadership down. The team at Action itself, the whole team, meaning from the dispatchers to the payroll department to everybody as a whole, as a unit, we come together and we drive on each other's weaknesses and strengths and powers. And the temps, like we were, I saw that sitting in those chairs. I saw what was going on. And I was like, wow, let me learn from this. And if the temps could look back and look and see how we function and understand what we do, is to make them better as we became better. And it's a great feeling that you could come to work and know you got a team that's gonna stand and support you at any decision. And that's the great part about working at Action.
Okay,
And
great.
me, if I had to do it over again, I'd do it the same way. Same way with Action Staffing if I had to do it again.
Nothing different.
Terrific. Thanks a lot, guys.
You
Thank
got
you.
it, not a problem.